this young man, Jacques Forbes, was one of the first elementary children at that time that I met when I got to San Angelo almost 5 years ago and visited his school and was told by your principal at that time that this was one of the neatest young men and that I needed to get to know you. And I'm here today for our audience to know something very special about what you have done this last year with some of your friends. But Jack, this is Jacques Forbes, and you have an older brother and a younger sister.
Right.
And your dad's a professor at ASU.
Right, he teaches psychology.
Yes. And your mom works in our school district.
Yes.
And you and your brothers and maybe sister are actively involved with our orchestra program.
Yes, a little bit.
Violin.
Right.
And you're swimmers.
Right.
And you're smart. I can say that. And one of the things we're here to talk about today, Jack, is a project that your principal, Miss Stribling, let me know through an email recently how proud she was and didn't think I knew that you and several of your friends in a pre-AP English class, reading English class, did, and it was your choice. Please tell us about this project that was giving back to our world, by the way.
Right.
Okay, talk about it.
It was a community service project. Mr. Padilla, he just told us, go and do something for the world. So we were just brainstorming about causes, and then we decided to go against illiteracy. And then we just typed in illiteracy foundations on the internet, on Google, and popped up with the John Corcoran Foundation. And then my mom gave me the idea of a walkathon. And then we hosted one of those, and eventually we came out and we donated like $750 to the foundation.
And one of the things I have noticed about you in following you and your leadership, because you are a leader, is you have been involved in projects since you were in elementary school. Right. that are unselfish. And this is another example of that. And you found a foundation that is to promote literacy.
Yes.
And why did you think that was important? Why on earth would an 8th grade young man and his friends pick that project?
Well, actually, the topic, the illiteracy, fight against illiteracy, was not my idea. That was actually Billy's idea. And then Brian, my other partner, typed in illiteracy foundations on Google, popped up with the John Corcoran Foundation.
Would you spell that, the foundation?
I have no idea how to spell it.
Okay, but say it slowly.
Corcoran. He's an ex-senator.
Okay.
He was a senator. I think he served 2 terms.
Okay. And tell us the whole name of the other young people who worked on your committee.
I was with Brian Leary and Billy Johnston.
Okay. And you all found this foundation.
Right.
That promotes literacy, and you did a walkathon.
Right.
All right, tell me about that.
Okay, at the walkathon, around Lee is about half a mile, so we asked Miss Dribbling if we could have a walkathon, and people paid us money. So say they paid us $1 and then they could walk 2 laps. They paid us $2, they could walk 4 laps and get a popsicle when they were finished. So why they did this was so they could get out of class.
That's okay. It was for a good cause.
So I think that was really the reason that people did it, but that's fine. Anyways, they would walk around, and then we'd give them a little card, and then we'd punch it. And then if they lost the card, we sent them in, and then when they were finished with their X amount of punches, we sent them in back to class.
So they had good motives for a worthy cause to keep walking.
Yeah, getting out of class.
Yes. Not to count the popsicle?
Well, yeah, the popsicle is okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's motivation.
So how much did you all hope to raise?
We were going for like $500.
Oh my goodness, Jack. So you raised almost 1.5 times what you had hoped to raise.
Right.
And you sent it in, and what response have you gotten back from this foundation?
Well, first I got an email, and then it was from his secretary, Kayla Mertez, and then they put us in their blog on their website, and they did some radio talk show, I think, and they put us in it too. And then I was able to talk to Mr. Kokorin, the senator, and then I got your call.
Well, he also talked about y'all. He gave a speech somewhere, didn't he?
Yes.
And
ma'am.
talked about y'all. And so, Jack, what you may not realize is you not only, you 3 young people came up with an idea and had a great incentive, which is half the deal, finding
Right.
the incentive. Who
Yeah.
came up with that idea?
That was actually not my work. The main thing I did was organize the walkathon,
Okay.
but the rest of the idea was fabricated by my group members.
Okay, but you see, that's why a team is so important,
Right.
because it's so much better than one person. If you had done that all by yourself, it might not have been quite as successful.
Well, I don't think I would have found a cause. Or we were thinking about originally something with the heart surgery, something like that. But I mean, what we were gonna do, raise tabs and stuff. And then eventually, when we came up with that, then one thing led to the next. We called the athletic director. Originally, we were gonna try to have the walkathon at the stadium. We went too big, and then my mom told me, "Hey, what about just around the school?" So it worked, I guess.
Well, a lot of good people had ideas that y'all tapped into
Right.
and made it a tremendously positive experience.
Right.
Would you say this is your biggest project to do just pure community service?
Yes, community service, definitely.
And how did that make you feel?
It actually, when we sent off the money, it made me feel pretty good. I guess that was the same for my group members.
My hope would be, as a young person, that it would whet your appetite to continue throughout your life, Jack, participating in activities like this for other people.
Right.
So, knowing you and your family, I would bet that you continue doing things as you go to Central Freshman this next year and Central High School. The schools here in San Angelo are very service to the community minded, many organizations, and you're such a leader. I don't ever see Jacques Forbes in the hall that there's not a cluster of kids around you. Isn't that true?
Yeah, kinda, I guess.
No, that's true. And that's a great thing. And so you're a leader, and it excited me. I was so grateful that Ms. Stribling shared what you all had done on this project and how well received by this national foundation.
Right.
They were not just, they didn't just send you a letter saying thank you so much for the money. Because I would
Right.
bet they've maybe had bigger contributions,
Yes, probably.
but not from 8th graders who pull this off. And we're so proud of you, Jack. So what do you hope to stay a part of? We mentioned that you've been in the orchestra. You have also been on the swim team. Your brother's been
Right.
on the swim team too.
Right.
So what do you hope to be a part of now that you're really entering high school?
I guess those same things, and I don't know, AP classes, just try to get a good GPA and go to college.
Do you have a plan now of what you would like to do when you finish high school and college?
Yes, I'd like to be a cardiovascular surgeon.
And how'd you pick that?
I actually had heart surgery when I was 5, so ever since then it was kind of, I always want to be this, I always want to do this.
Well, you're smart enough to, Jack, And so now it's up to you, isn't it?
Right.
And my money is on you. You're going to pull it off. And I know you're going to like high school. Don't you?
Hopefully, yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
And I'm going to keep keeping up with you because you're going to keep doing great things.
Hopefully, yes.
You're a
That's
neat
the
young
goal.
man.